Good morning and welcome to Bologna with Alti TV, the elite invite. We're here in the women's division. I'm Stefan Rapazzo, happy to be here with you today as we've got a match, Bristol against Valkyria. Valkyria, a team from Stockholm, Sweden. Bristol, of course, from Bristol in the UK in Great Britain. Bristol, a win yesterday on Universe Point against Box and a lopsided defeat against Jeuken. Meanwhile, Valkyria have been the giant slayers here. The tough day one, so you would think on the schedule, the number 1 and 2 in the continent last year. Jeuken and Shout were their opponents. We'll talk about that later. Here they come. Sarah Eklund has shone in the first couple of matches, Eurostar. One of the key players of this Valkyria outfit. That one just a little bit too far out in front, and Dahash can't catch up and get to turf with it. So Bristol get their first chance, a chance to break. Jeffrey gets the under. Collins. Randalls. Oh, under duress. Sarah Eklund lays the body on the line, gets over the shoulder, and gets the block. Valkyria. Melinkova moves it. Varnaite. Far sideline. Sophia Eklund throws to her sister Sarah Eklund and through the middle on the goal line. Dole centers. Oh, too much. Is it? Yes, Eklund cannot get down. And another turn here for Bristol to take a second break chance. Long field in front of them. First point action here, women's division. Bristol gets it forward. Shot forward. Still looking good. Here are Bristol. Taylor shoots for goal, in for goal, and Bristol with a break to start. So a little bit of a surprise. Bristol, as we said yesterday, a lopsided loss and a squeaker of a win. On the flip side of that, Valkyria went and dominated the two would-be best teams in the division, knocking off Shout on Universe Point after Shout had an 8-4 lead. And then sticking it to European champs Jeuken. Came out, had an 8-4 lead at halftime, and then still won 15-7 or 8. So Valkyria had been strong, but started this game just a little shaky, and Bristol cash in for a break. Valkyria, their second line. I'm joined with Mickey Vez as Vesman winds up, launches it. Deke Humlong on the chase. She's got it on the doorstep. Looking for options, gets a dump inside. Ermentrout for the goal, the connector to Caldwell. And the second line with the two Finnish ladies get the job done for a hold. And it's one apiece. Vez, how you doing?
I'm fine. It's the second time in a row that we wake up early to, bring all of you this live coverage of the Elite Invite, Bologna Elite Invite 2022, some fresh ultimate for all of you. So Steph, if you have to summarize for all our viewers what you know about these two teams, what would you say?
Well, we talked a little bit about how they've done here, but what I know about them generally speaking, Bristol have recently had a name change. I think a couple years ago they were moving around as Nice Bristols, and they have cleaned up their tag. They're called Bristol. They come
They're not nice anymore.
geographically speaking. I can't even tell you where Bristol is. That might be something you can help us out with.
Yeah,
Mickey Vez, you live in
yeah. If
in
you
the
look
UK.
at if you look at the
Google Maps.
yeah, if you look at UK in general, you look at same level of London, just on the left.
Okay,
Just to
southwest left.
Stay simple.
Here comes Bristol. Break around by Jeffrey, but not enough on it. And Valkyria setting up their O, taking space upfield. Handlers picking up and flanking, and disc is in play. Everyone has a cut at the same time. Dovela Zola gets it to Sophia Eklund. Sophia Eklund to Sarah Eklund. And she's not shy of getting horizontal one single bit. Shot far side of the field. It's floaty. There's going to be enough people there. Just who gets to keep that stat. And it's the one whose name is most difficult to say. They're testing me early. Dole Jalova with the goal. So, yeah, that's what I know about Bristol. So it's the southwest. And what about Valkyria? They're a Sweden-Stockholm team going to EUCs. I don't believe they're training for... No, they... I got to get my information straight. I know the Finnish girls that are picking up, Eki Isonen and Vesman, are not going to Worlds with them because they have other plans. But I didn't quite get to the bottom whether Valkyria is going to Worlds or not, Vez. I think they would have qualified for sure.
It's certainly hard for anyone to understand what's going on in every single team right now because the season has just started. This tournament is probably test for the beginning of the season for many teams who are scheduled to obviously play big event this year. Some pickups are running around, some familiar faces are in every team, but let's follow what's going on now with Bristol
on the
very close to the
doorstep.
sideline.
Ready to score, Beaching, forward still not in, Hawking with the disc. On the doorstep, front corner of the end zone, Hawking to Beaching, back and forth. The two ladies isolate each other and walk it in for a goal. So Bristol dictating the pace after the first score break.
Yeah, so many pickups, players in many teams, so familiar faces are a bit of every team because they trying to boost their energy to get like the best line they can for the World's competition.
Yeah, everybody's getting their pickups. We're seeing a lot of that across Europe, most certainly sucking up the best players from the cities and regions around them to have the big campaign to peak in July in Cincinnati, Ohio. Durbin has pulled. Valkyria. Oh, too high, but lands in the bread basket, a 66. They hash, and then straight over to Eklund. Eklund to Eklund, that's Sarah to Sophia. Forward, Larson. And Larson to Sarah Eklund. She is again with the disc in her hands on the receiving end of a score. And Valkyria up 3-2 with a break of their own, Vez.
So would you agree that this Sarah, Sarah Eklund and sister are the leading figures on this Valkyria team, right?
And her sister Sophia. The two of them are two of the strongest on the Valkyria team. Yes, they. I mean, they lead the charge. They stand out. They're tall, athletic players. They can do it all a little bit. They lay out quite specifically. Sarah hits the ground a lot. And then, of course, with the two Finnish players now that are on the field, Vesman and Ikonen, they kind of bring a little bit of that star power to the second line now. So they've got this really balanced two lines with two key players. And of course, everybody else on this team helps balance it out. There's no soft spots.
Let's follow then this elite invite tournament.
Bristol coming up field. That's a gainer, but it's not going to count. It goes up and over.
The wind is definitely playing
Collins
a
couldn't get there.
role on these mistakes we've seen. But we can say it's not that strong, to be honest with you. And the girls by now should have warmed up their wrists to adapt it to the wind, but
Nice catch going to ground for Valkyria. The wind up. Kashmatic, now Ikonen. She breaks to Vesman. Vesman to Ikonen. There is a call on the field. In the battle of uniforms, Vez, who's got the better kit?
I prefer like a simple one, not too much of creativity.
They're both reasonably simple. Do you have a preference or not really?
I would like to see both, like dark and light of both types to tell you which one I prefer to have it, to own it. But definitely, it rarely happens. Oh.
Ikonen saw Vesman going and wound up immediately. She's got it on the doorstep, waiting for the dump set. There it comes. Kladen drops back to Ermentrout. Shot for goal. That one counts. No, it doesn't. Kladen still sneaking up to the line. There it is for Vesman in the corner, all alone in the end. And they're up 4-2 now for Valkyria.
It's quite easy to get confused with all this line, but yeah, just to make sure we understand are the red ones we have to refer to when we look at the video.
4-2 the other way. And so, Vez, you come from this wonderful city, Bologna, is that right?
Yeah, specifically I play many years on this ground. It used to be like a muddy backyard field. It used to be very popular to be used in the winter for the winter training, as they didn't want to ruin the main grass pitch.
What did that? And it used to be referred to as what? What did people call this? Fields, the backup plan.
Yeah, the backyard, the ugly one.
The potato field. Somebody told me it was the potato field.
Yes, someone defined it like that. But definitely, if you think about something muddy in the winter, I remember playing a game with a Swiss team called Crazy Dogs.
Crazy Dogs.
And we were almost swimming in the mud on this one, which now has been turned into a fantastic Astro pitch, or 3G or 4G, whatever.
With frisbee lines on it. Let's have a look at Valkyria here. They shoot straight away. Eklund is there in the pack. What a pickup. High above the group. And she's now setting up her end zone offense. Engages her dump, who makes a bid to get that one. Varanite. And she goes straight back to Sarah Eklund in the corner. And Sarah Eklund is everywhere for the time being.
Clinical offense for the Valkyria ladies, and leaving no room for the defense to have a touch or a bid on it. That's the type of play we want to see this weekend.
So 5-2 Valkyria now after a nice start from Bristol. Valkyria is picking up where they left off in their 2 games yesterday and are starting to put the foot down. So Vez, what is the most iconic food of this city?
I would say abroad it tend to be the famous bolognese sauce.
The bolognese sauce. And I think abroad it's referred to as spaghetti bolognese, but that's not how it is it? Is that right?
Yeah. The sauce, when you have a sauce, you can put it on any type of pasta you want.
But what is the most traditional with the bolognese?
It would be everything.
Everything. It's not tagliatelle.
Tagliatelle is definitely my favorite, yes.
Okay. Why?
So
let's have a look at Valkyria here. We'll get back to food talk later. Essie Ikonen gets the upfield shot. Connects. Mularoni, but she puts that one into the turf, and Bristol have a long field to look at. First pass good, and the second pass she did not put it up. She had a look, had a sniff, decided to put it away, and they're chipping away here into the attacking half and into the hands of the defender. Humlong with the D.
I see, Steph, you're doing your homework. You learn all the surnames right, I believe.
I asked the question, Vez. I always ask the questions, but it's easy to say it and repeat it a couple times when they say it right next to you. But then when you read it again and try and remember that quick conversation while you're trying to just phonetically spit it out, it doesn't always work, but it helps a little bit. Here comes...
Definitely after learning Valiviello and Angela, you definitely learn Tagliatelle right.
That's it. I'm getting there bit by bit. That huck, we are into a theoretic huck fest. There was contact there, but that shouldn't matter. And it doesn't. So, Valkyria. Hoping, Bristol, in fact, picking up. We've had multi-turns. We've lost where we started. Oldfield sends it. That's not where it was supposed to go. There was a chance for a play, but in the end, not available. Binney can't get down. Ikonen. Nice wide around throw, but a little too far. Mularoni not able to get there and help it out.
The wind seems to be bothering the players, and now is blowing away from the cameras.
Shot deep, touched. It was a blinded receiver as well, but the hand on it made it just that much more unlikely to be caught. Essie Ikonen once again, multi-turnover point. She's got her hands on it. Kladen. Larson. That's Kladen again to Caldwell. Essie Ikonen and Valkyria clear half. Now they take some meters. Caldwell's there in the red zone. 10 to play. Chipping away, far sideline. Now shot for goal. That one, she tips it to herself instead of just catching it. But definitely a less efficient process.
Typical anxiety moment, one uncatch when you are in the end zone. It can go well, it can go bad. Definitely it's kind of frustrating when it's not getting it right. The action on the Valkyria was perfect up to the line, and when it's like this, it's definitely frustrating, especially after seeing so many turnovers.
And just to catch us up from the last round, you saw Seski took over leftovers on Universe Point. The other fields catch up did beat Monkey 14-12 in another tight one. And in an even tighter one, a Universe Point game between Disconnection and Goyota, the Disconnection got the 1-goal 13-12 lead in that one. So mixed division heating up. That is the end of the round robin. Semis will be set, and we'll be streaming those to you later today. We'll let you know once we get those exact matchups ready. But looks like Seski and Ketchup will both likely advance on one side of the draw, and on the other side it's a little tougher. I think it's going to be KFUM will advance for sure with, I'm not sure if it could be Puck, Disconnection, Guayota. I think they've all beat each other. So Mickey Vez is going to get back to work on the 1s and 2s. It was great to have him in. We get him in, we get him out. We'll have some more guests for you coming and going as the day goes on. But for the moment, you're here with me, you lucky Frisbee watching sons of guns.
The ultimate things in life are free, and we're keeping it that way. Subscribe to keep up with the latest games, tournaments, and community content. Share it with your team and friends, and drop a like to help spread Ultimate to more people. Spread the word, spread the love. Ultimate.tv.
Bristol in their coffin corner, kicking things into play. Zone set up by Valkyria after the timeout. And a turn in front of the end zone, Valkyria. Opportunity to capitalize here. Ungut Frank picks up the disc, breaks wide side, gets a layout out of a receiver. Umlong with the catch, and Valkyria with a 4-point lead here, 6-2, approaching an early half if they keep this pace. There's the replay. Umlong chucking herself around. Valkyria pull. And Bristol coming out on attack. Durbin. Jeffrey gives the cut to the sideline. They're staying on that sideline. Will they get back to center? They're attacking that sideline hard, and the centering passes are well defended and knocked away. Valkyria pick up. Shot deep straight away. Sarah Eklund's there. Why not throw it to her? And she slows things down, resets the disc. End zone set engages. There's shot free right before the end zone, not in. Dolezhavlova. And she has the casual forehand that gets a hand block on it, and Bristol, they'll try and go the length of the field now the other way. Sophia Eklund attacking hard, but not quite hard enough. Natasha Collins hangs on to that one. Now it's jacked the other way, but into the turf, not enough. But it gets a nice roll. It's worth a punt. Disc, it's not in. That's a player that's not on the pitch who brought it to the line. Now we're in. Melinkova puts it again. She's been throwing at will when she sees Sarah Eklund upfield, but it's now going the other way. It is Melinkova who will back it up and make sure that her last throwing error does not come right back at her to haunt her. Melinkova picks up again. Horizontal set. Flood underneath. Around to Sarah Eklund. Melinkova. Melinkova goes to Eklund, but step in front. That's twice in a row. Natasha Collins has broken up the play towards Eklund. Valkyria in their own end. Play to Eklund once again, but there's too much company, and she knocks it away from the pack. A foot gets stepped on, bit of an equipment timeout. And everybody is back up and running. Bristol, another chance. Short field to look at. Randall's centers. Durbin goes to the short side and mishandled in and out of the hands of Ruth Taylor. Valkyria pipes it. Contest there. No contest. Just straight to the defense. And we haven't really seen much more than a first cut working here, and the rest has been looking deep for Valkyria and getting it out of space. Bristol has yet to make them pay, and once again, they'll huck it right back the other way, and Valkyria will start from their goal line. Melinkova, and it gets knocked down in Callahan country there. And this is as short of a field as they've had yet. And Bristol, one more chance to make it happen. Amelia Durbin, tapped in, shot for goal. That one counts. And with that many kicks at the can, Natalie Oldfield cashes in, and they get one. Reduce the deficit to 3. They're simply doubled up 6-3 now, but a stoppage of the bleeding there, putting one on the board. Checking in on scores on some of the other fields, we've got Cusp playing 3SB. They're up 5-3. And Jinx is playing Box, and Jinx up 4-2 at the moment. This division, of course, does not have a final. It's a 7-team division, full round robin. The schedule had some anticipation to assume or to anticipate that the last 2 teams standing with potentially undefeated records might be Kuzbanyaka, and they are slated to play the last game. Of course, Valkyria, who we're watching here, have spoiled that party, and they've gone and beat them both and are looking to do the same thing to Bristol here, but they're not going to score on that attempt. Vestman overshoots on Umlong there. Bristol playing from their own end zone now in that upwind position. Beaching. Can't get a completion out of that one, and it's the short field options for Valkyria now. Ermentrout, Vestman. Vestman in space and in front. Ungut Frank. That one in for goal to Umlong, and they're back in the scoring seat here. It's 7-3. Nearing halftime, Valkyria are rolling indeed. Bristol. Pick it up. Sophia Eklund very quick down to the mark there. That one panged deep, and that one pans out very well. Natasha Collins has it in her hand and gets the walk through defense, does Melenkova, but there is a chat about that one. That one tried to jam it in the jam hole, and not enough space. Valkyria starts again with a full field in front of them. Sarah Eklund on the sideline had power position for one stall count. Things slowed down on her. Varanite. Now Sophia Eklund, strong hands in the middle of the field. Engages Melenkova, gets her outside of the body. Nice catch, sticky fingers. Sarah Eklund winds up, gets it to the near sideline to Hashke. Varanite and Sophia Eklund. Melenkova. Valkyria going inside and out. Sarah Eklund. Oh, and the defense comes at the very last minute. Knocks it away after an impressive looking possession. They were clean up the field, finding space, taking space, but not all the way in that time around. Bristol. Collins. Trying to go the other way. That one hung on to Ruth Taylor. Wants Collins again. tightly defended. That one upfield into Melenkova, and she's wearing the other team's jersey. Eklund decides to take the dump with Varanite. Eklund has to work really hard. That around wasn't there, but she got it on the inside. Varanite, Sarah Eklund. Melenkova. Shot to Eklund. She's there, but not quite. Can't get a read on it. Could barely get a hand on it for a touch, for a swipe. Bristol offense has to go around to get it going. Taylor there. Well defended. Tight on the underneath. Ruth Taylor, great breakthrow there to get it to her. She's gone deep. Has a receiver coming back to the disc. Man. Looking for an option. High stall count goes way too far in front of Taylor, and Valkyria get another chance. Sarah Eklund. Varanite. Long point now. Melenkova shoots deep, and it wasn't even in the direction of Sarah Eklund this time. It was towards Dolezhlova. Valkyria, they see Sarah Eklund had got a little bit of space, so they throw it to her. Well defended. Second chance, can't get there, but bids for it anyways. Bristol with a half field in front of them. Very nice throw to get it up line. Now a shot for goal. That one counts. Bristol get a much needed point. Delay the halftime. It's 7-4 for Valkyria. Bristol puts another on the board. Essie Ikonen picking up for Valkyria and gets it back straight away. Winds up, uncorks it. Vestman there, her favorite receiver, and that's why Vestman not afraid to go to ground, catches strong, 2 hands there. Ermentrout. Ungut Frank to Vestman, nice throw over the shoulder now again, but that one gets touched just enough to break up the play by Alice Beeching for Bristol. Beeching gets the under. Continuation to Kilsby. But continuation killed, and Ikonen gets a bailout catch. Ungut Frank. Engaging. Ikonen not getting any space, but the throw doesn't help either. Bristol. They've got a long way to go against this Valkyria defense and against a wind in their face. Be a nice time for another break, but what about that hand block? And Valkyria will take it with less than a half in front of them. No surprise, Essie Ikonen gonna pick up the disc. Vestman. Jams it in the middle. Caldwell. Ikonen. Gets a little bit of a hand on that, but not enough for the D, just for a wobble. Ikonen and Ungut Frank, a 1-2 game, but forced to Vestman and step in front D for Isabel Collins. Up the sideline, big shot, but not enough time to get under that one. Gonna go to turf. And Bristol can't get things going on that big field. The Lisa Hawking Huck maybe never in, or looks like they're coming for a long walk to bring that back into play up in the attacking zone. Vestman to Ikonen, but she didn't want to catch it. Let's just put that one down. Hawking gets the upfield. Kilsby. Too far. Just about to get back into action. Alti TV here. Thank you very much for your support and being with us. Always doing what we can to make things bigger, better, faster, stronger. And we work with what we have. And another reminder to help us work with a bit more. Get on that Patreon, hit the button, and support the broadcast. Disc is in after the timeout. Valkyria, first pass is good. No time over right away. Attack is working. Vestman, far sideline. comes around Armentrout. Under duress, but makes the play, squeezes the hand, does Kaczmarek. And the sideline cut goes for a bailout. They've thrown a bit of pie up there. See who gets under it. Hospital pass all 14 players. And Vestman, the biggest one there, hangs on to it. Caldwell to Ikonen. Essie Ikonen looks for Vestman, and she bailed her out, but still decided to bobble once before she made it count. That's halftime, 8-4 Valkyria, doubling up Bristol. They've been scrappy, but Valkyria getting the bulk of the luck here when we get the bounce. So they'll take a nice break into halftime. Bristol, they got some working out to do with their plan. And we'll see you guys all in the second half.
We are a group of ultimate players, coaches and video enthusiasts. We've worked with the major federations and the greatest events.
We're on a mission to make Ultimate huge. We want our videos and live streams to be free to watch.
We want to make stories that not only reach you,
but also reach people outside the Ultimate community.
Like and subscribe, Ultimate TV, the best in the world.
Become a member and fund our work
to cover more events in the future and to bring more stories and live coverage to the eyes of the Ultimate world and beyond.
second half action. Ready to go here. Valkyria doubled up in the first half, 8-4, and receive with the wind at their back. Belinkova. And a drop on the second pass gives Bristol a look. Lewis. Hawking. Hawking gets the inside break. Beaching. Beaching goes for the inside break too, and there's a hand on it, but caught on the second effort on the doorstep. Look at pivoting this way, and that high stall count goes to center, but goes to ground, and give the disc back to Valkyria. Melinkova gets the gainer and almost the collision between friendly fire there. Sarah Eklund ends up getting the dump instead. The under comes from Larson. Moved on quickly. Dehashk. Varanite. Through the entire stack and to the turf, and Bristol get it back. Put it up, it's jacked, it's well weighted. That's gonna get there into the hands of Oldfield once again. And she does well to get the pass off this time, but cannot handle the easy dump, can Ruth Kilsby. That one up and over Sarah Eklund. She banks it off her hand. Now shot for goal. Melinkova knocks it away. No chance for the second effort. Short 1, 2, 3 throw possessions going either way. Not enough care for that disc in the moment. Melinkova. Gets the under. Dolejalova. Sofia Eklund. Varanite. And Melinkova gets the upfield gainer to Larson. Larson sees Sarah Eklund to her sister Sofia Eklund. Melinkova playing in the midfield. There's the under. Dehashke floats above Sarah Eklund. She comes down with it. Fakes the around forehand. Re-engages Melinkova and Varanite. Back to Melinkova in a tight space. There's the defense closed. Sofia Eklund opened up because of it. Now she's in the corner. Back to Melinkova. Indeed, it does go there. Upline cut and re-engaging center. Now floats it into a pile, and that pile collector is wearing a black shirt and counts it as a D. Other way for Beaching. She's there. Not quite, in fact. Melinkova. Varanite can't hang on, and we are having a turn fest. Hawking. Up, over. Collins. Centering to Lewis. That one up into the corner, and Bristol do get a break to start the half. The same way they started the game, they get that same energy to start the second half and get the unexpected break. They had to work for it. They had multi-opportunities to get it. That means they gave multi-opportunities to allow the hold as well. But after flipping that disc over as many times as possible. It is Bristol who cashes in, brings it within 3. 8-5 is the score line. So we went out last night in Bologna. We had to make it up to midnight to be able to celebrate the birthday of our cameraman Lolo. And we had a wonderful little evening. We got to sing happy birthday to Lolo. We had some olive ascolani, stuffed olives available if you got your hands on Mama's Italian Classics. That cookbook, that's one of the recipes in there. So go check that out, of course. But more importantly, happy birthday to Lolo. We had some fried food and a couple nice beverages to close out the night. And we're back to work today on his birthday. Vestman with the disc. Ikonen underneath. Keeping it alive. Ermentrout to Vestman. And right in the kisser there gets Umlong. Catches it in her face. And Valkyria go up 9-5 with their 4-point buffer back on. Tatenda Mombo has rejoined the commentary booth. Tatenda, how are you doing?
Oh, I am absolutely loving myself. The sun is shining, the birds are chirping. We are in the women's round. I just did a lap of the field. We got Bologna playing 3 SBs. We got Box playing Jinx. You know, I love women. I love Ultimate. I love women's Ultimate. So I am living my best life.
We couldn't ask for much more than that then, I suppose.
Yeah. How are you doing, Steph? How's the game been going?
Good. Game's going well. Valkyria kind of moving away with it. Bristol making it difficult, but never jumping in the driver's seat here. It's Valkyria's game to lose otherwise. Trying to get some updates, trying to get, as soon as we figure out what the semifinals will be, we will let you know. Updates from the other field as this point starts. It is shout up big, 12-5 over 3SB. Check that, 12-6, 3SB just on the scoreboard now as we speak. And back to this game, Bristol, Oldfield gets it, Hawking jams it in the middle. Oh, a couple hard fakes there from Lodge. Engaging Hawking. Oh, not a lot of space over the head, but she gets away with it. The stack for Bristol, very static at the moment. Not a lot of movement, but they do get away with one. Up, over, in. That one counts for Bristol. Lodge gets the goal, and they're on the board, Tatenda.
Sarah Eklund there with the hands up in dejection. It's always a bit of a stinger to see it just get popped up, bodies underneath it, and it ends up still in the hands of Bristol. So that makes it 9-6. There is but life yet in this game.
And the Jinx box score update now 9-5 in favor of Jinx. They've looked impressive doing it without Nikki Priyan. She is out with injury now.
Can I tell you, I'm very excited for this game here we are watching. In my scouting throughout the fields, roaming about, say Sarah Eklund, one of the best players here. Very excited to watch and commentate her play. I'm a big fan, as well as a lot of other players on the field, but this one been hoping to watch for a while.
And we have had a chance to see her do a lot of things out here as we get back into play. Valkyria to Lisa Caldwell, to Vestman. Vestman pings it deep. Oh, Taylor there for the defense, just enough, making it difficult for the score, incompletion, Bristol disc.
It's a difficult shot, that one. Same third, upfield flick. Vestman had great touch on it, but it was blowing around, and a little bit float allowed the receiver, well, did allow the defender to come in and make that a lot more difficult.
Bristol gets in going, beaching underneath, and that one bounces away from Binny. Valkyria with a second shot. Yeah, Eklund has been great all weekend. I mean, she's been great for years, of course. Sarah Eklund, her sister as well, Sophia. But Sarah has been a standout on the radar, I think, on the international scene, just a little longer. Doing it at a little bit of a higher level for sure. She is among the elite in this continent and in the world, and we've seen her proving it time and time again, even this weekend. Ikonen, another who deserves claims for fame, and that one shot into the end zone for goal. That is Umlong Kladen with the goal, and Valkyria 10-6 Tatenda.
Yeah, a nice flowing offensive set there. Disc moving from side to side. The defender comes in, gets the great seal, but overcommits, leaving the inside open for that flick break for a wonderful score.
Here's another look at the scoring side of that play.
One side, back to the other, seal, overcommit, inside flick.
Nice looking piece of work there by Valkyria. 10-4, no, 10-6. My apologies. 10-4 there, little fat buddy. Dukes of Hazzard. But the score is 10-6, so I can't even use my Dukes of Hazzard reference. I don't have a 10-6 reference.
You're such a boomer. We need TikTok references, not 90s, 80s, 70s TV shows.
You can have what you want. I will give what I give. We don't need anything. We need to have people able to connect references from all over time and not be stuck in single moments of pop reference only. Eklund gets a hand of that, knocks it away.
Gets big there, towering pull. Doesn't get a finger on it, but it's there to create the turn.
Melenkova picking up. Valkyria. Vadanite to Eklund, but into the turf. Eklund sporting the quadruple braided pony look that almost goes cornrows in that French style up the head braids. It's Viking-esque potentially. Good looking hairstyle for sure. Stands out with her play. Beaching now for Bristol. Beaching shoots deep, has her receiver all alone, and with that liberated receiver gets a goal. That Bristol back on the board.
Is Collins there in acres of space, saw they're matched up with Eklund earlier in the point, maybe perhaps blown coverage by the finish, as we see Disc comes in, she comes under, goes deep, Eklund comes under as well, crashes, leaving Collins free in the end zone there, all alone for the easy clap catch. And that is Izzy Collins as opposed to her sister Tasha Collins, both playing together. Izzy Collins out of Sussex University, Tasha, her sister, also on the pitch for this dear line, out of Bristol. Out of Bristol the city, but out of Bath University, pardon me.
Bath
University, very historic city, that one.
Bath. Is that where the word to take a bath, to bathe, came from? Were they notorious bathers in the early days of Bath?
Well, I think it was a Roman development, that one, the Roman baths. you know.
Ah.
What a bid! Unfortunately, not able to reel it in. Really laid her body out on the line for that one.
Bristol picks it up with a short field now. Durban in control of the situation, but can't get that one to stick. Wind gets just enough of it to send it up and over intended receiver. That was Fliss Mann who had it shot over top of. Essie Ikonen goes to Vestman. Vestman, Hulong. Ikonen. Around, low shot to the knees, but handled for Ermentrout. Up through the guts of the field. Mularoni. Dump back Ermentrout. Oh, Ikonen just keeps it off the turf there and is looking fondly into the end zone right now, waiting for Vestman. Gets her compatriot, her favorite receiver. But Vestman's not in for the goal. She dumps back to Ikonen, and the two Finnish ladies are playing together quite efficiently. That time the mark forcing them to look elsewhere. Ermentrout back to Ikonen. Ikonen goal line, that one shot in, and Umlong cashes in. I correct myself, still on that goal line. Ikonen trying to squeak it in if she can. But Bristol tightening up in the small spaces here.
Fantastic red zone defense here from Bristol.
Ikonen catches it, pressing it to her shin, then shot in, and Mularoni can't get there. It's too far in front, and great D by Bristol.
Felt that one coming. There was great flow to get towards the end zone, but Bristol really put on the clamps, denying anything, and then there was the bobble, and then the missed throw afterwards.
And that one thrown across their own end zone and hits the turf in the process. Ikonen in front of the end zone, dumps it back. Ermentrout shot in, but right through traffic.
Twice now. Bristol clamping down in the end zone. 2 turnovers there. Let's see if they can cash it in this time.
First pass jitters out of them that time. They get the completion to Payne, but that one out beyond the hands of 2 potential receivers and to turf Valkyria. One more kick at the can.
Wind's
Here,
really blowing now.
right in front of our cameras. Valkyria, Ungut Frank, centering, Umlong, gets a completion, Kazmatic, and a player hits the turf in some sort of strife.
Yeah, injury called there. I hope she's all right. Game devolving into a bit of slop right now. We've had quite a few turnovers and also unforced turnovers. Now execution levels dropping. See which team can dial in this stoppage and play and come out refocus.
That one pinged the length of the field.
It was a fantastic cut, just the execution on the throw just snatched out a bit.
Valkyria.
Got a vertical stack with 3 handlers back, maybe known as a T-stack in some parts. Got Vestman at the back of the stack being matched by Carr.
Umlong gets it going. Vestman right through her hands. Bristol, short field to look at. Centers, wide open, but over the head of Durban and straight back into Ikonen's hands for Valkyria. Umlong. Gets the under, well contested, but Caldwell hangs on. Armentrout forward to Vestman. Does well to hang on to that one as it flutters in the wind. Ikonen up line, the bid right behind her, but she hangs on. Pops it into Umlong for the goal. They're up 12-7.
Such an explosive move by Umlong. Had her defender looking like she was stuck in mud after the flying bid on the up-the-line cut. It's a game of inches, as they say, and Valkyria were inch perfect that time.
Valkyria getting it done. They changed the scoreboard to 12-7, which means we just graduated from 11-7, and I had yet to give a Slurpee reference, but now I see they are playing with the scoreboard. It's possibly 12-7, 12-6.
Having some information from the sidelines here that the scoreboard may actually in fact be wrong and it's possibly 11-7. I couldn't possibly comment on it because I came late, so I couldn't tell you.
Here comes the pull. Sarah Eklund sends it up. Centering pass, but right through the hands. And Valkyria with a very short field in front of them now. To Eklund. She's there, but so is the defense. And defense first knocked away in the process.
Got tipped up there, still floated. There was a chance on it, but not reeled in. But Eklund again right there, right place, right time. Gets it moving, flowing up that far sideline.
Varanite to Sophia Eklund, and then eaten up going the other way by Binney.
See what the transition offense looks like for Bristol.
Shot deep, that one for goal if it counts, and it does. Lodge cashes in, and it was 11-7. Score justified. It was Slurpee time moments ago, and we're now on to 11-8. They've come within 3. They're hanging around.
The Valkyria transition defense there left something to be desired, from having the disc nearly scored twice up there to conceding less than 30 seconds later. I'm sure they're going to be frustrated with themselves for that one, but fantastic work from Bristol's, from capitalising, going upwind as well.
Here comes the pull. Amelia Durbin sends it down to Valkyria. Their finish line, as we'll call them. Take the field. Caldwell. Vestman. Ikonen. That around effectively taken away, and the second effort doesn't work as it bounces off Ermintrout's hands. Nice cuts to take the upline position, but upline position couldn't be thrown to. And a injury on the field, perhaps. Yes, indicated by Collins. Collins in for Collins. That is Isabel in for Natasha. Roslauska fires it in the middle, and a pick was called. Roszkowska with the disc. Oh, that one in all sorts of wind. You could tell it was not going to be easily handled, and it wasn't. It dropped. And Valkyria pick it up again. Ikonen. Fires deep, but that one was not nice out of hands. It's going to get a nicest roll, though. The nice roll of the Euro disc, of course, one of our sponsors. As with Tokai, put them on your feet.
So you can fly into the sky.
Ooh, floater, Ikonen taps it away, picks it straight up as she would. That one into the corner, and sticky fingers for Umlong for the goal. They get one there, Tatenda.
The speed of Umlan there, I thought that was out of grasp, but she lunges and snags it. Impressive stuff there from Valkyria.
12-8 is the scoreline. Our time seemingly slipping away as we go here. We would have 8 minutes till the expected start of the next game. So I imagine we're going to hear a whistle, and if now the scoreboard's blowing on the other side of the field. And now we've got the help to fix it. 12-8. Is it game to 13? Is that indicated yet? Has a hard cap whistle gone? Some potential that we will have a hard cap whistle amidst this point. We'll keep you updated on that, of course. 12-8. Ooh, that one wobbler first throw. Hawking goes to her knees to keep it alive. Hawking gets the around backhand near sideline in front of our ulti. TV cameras forwarded into the red zone. Killsby. High stall count, high stall count. Hawking can't handle, left-handed and behind her.
Fantastic handler defense there, and just an instant turnover.
And Bristol, once again, Hawking, and she says, no, we're going to let you try again, Valkyria.
Turn after turn, I'm slowly drifting.
Varanite. Oh, and knocked away as well. Takes space. She's off and running. That's the energy. Bristol has got the energy right now, and they've got another goal. It's within 3, 12-9, still in favor of Valkyria, but Bristol are there. And the hard cap whistle has gone, so it'll be +1 to the current score, which is 12-9, so it is a game to 13.
Got some fans on the sidelines rooting for the comeback train. Natalie Oldfield's parents.
Shout out to the Oldfields.
Shout out to the supporters, whether you're on the pitches or on YouTube or on Patreon. Here, OTTV bringing you free ultimate coverage streaming for the love of the game. If you are in a position to be able to support and that's something you would like to do, please visit our Patreon. Just search for OTTV, or if not, you can just give us a like on YouTube, a subscribe, share the content, you know, trying to grow the sport.
Do it all of the options, take up every option. Here come Bristol. Valkyria can put it away if they can put it in the end zone here. Otherwise, Bristol are going to need 4 in a row. And first throw error for Valkyria.
Nice low pickup from Bristol, really taking charge of the tempo of this game. They brought the energy and now they're in control of the tempo. Let's see if they can put this in and get that train rolling.
Big shot deep, but into traffic. And to the ground, Ekenin. She's not picking it up, that's something. Trout. Humlong upfield, too far in front, knocked away, caught, in fact, intercepted by the defense. And right through the hands on the second pass, great second effort, but not quite enough to get there.
That was dedication. The disc was inching and creeping, oohing and ahhing up and down. I thought she had a moment to get it, but unfortunately too far.
Ekenin now for Valkyria.
Great coverage there from the British ladies.
Humlong can't hang on outside of her reach as she fell away. Shot deep off the hands of the intended receiver. Ellie Payne can't spin around quick enough to see that one.
It was a crisp cut to get that separation, just the shape of the disc not favorable.
Ekenin. Humlong. Varanite, Humlong again. She likes what she sees. She's jacked it deep. Defense is in the right spot. Once again, the interception coming for Bristol for Flissman. And jacked again the other way. This way. And that. And D's are coming more than catches as far as the Huck reception end goes.
These ladies have got the high caliber weapons out for the end of the game. Big shot after big shot. Let's see who's going to land the killing blow.
Ekenin jacks it, no surprise. Humlong, off balance. She had it, and it popped out of the fingers.
That's a type of speed you cannot teach. Unfortunately, just able to hang on to it, but I am really enjoying watching Humlong's cutting and movement on the pitch.
Speedster indeed that time. It slipped through the hands as she was trying to regain her balance. That one upfield and in a power position again, and no surprise, another Huck and caught under duress. Injury called, but the catch looks like it'll stand for Amelia Dunn.
I think they called that a headshot.
Now maybe not. The catch may not stand. Maybe there is some discussion of the contact. She closed her hands over her head, perhaps. Let's see how this one works itself out.
This looked like it's going back, so perhaps contested and sent back.
Ruth Taylor will get her hands on the disc again.
See what she can do with it from a static position as opposed to power position.
Jeffrey, Payne,
holsters,
and travel called. She goes back to the spot, continues the disc. Durbin, Jeffrey. She puts a big backhand, but that goes to turf and Valkyria again. Next round, don't go anywhere. As soon as this game finishes, we will be starting right away with Gentle versus Bad Skid in the open division. And after that, we'll have Yaka Box, followed by our mixed semifinal, open semifinal, and one more round in the women's division at the end of the day. But here we are with Valkyria and Umlong on play. Ikonen breaks inside Umlong. Gets the under. Kaczmaier. Ikonen. Mularoni. Ikonen. Every second touch, it seems, for this sequence.
Great switches in the lane.
Goes cross field, floaty to there in white, and well read by Caldwell. That should do it, folks.
She just had a better read than everyone else. Didn't have to get that far off the ground. Arms stretched out, tracking it, and brings it into her paw here. You see a big cross-field shot over all of the bodies. Looked like a stack was going to be forming underneath it, a little pile of bodies, and there with just the best read in the sunlight is the winning goal.
And that will do it from our fields for the women's round. We got lots of action, as we said, coming right at you. Don't you go anywhere. We'll be back for open round action with Tatenda Mombo. I've been Stefan Rapazzo. Thank you for joining us, and we'll see you very soon.
Alti.tv